Hi folks, I'm General Manager Tony Mizuko coming to you with a presentation on the special town meeting articles for the special town meeting on May 10th.
And I'm Bill Plasko, member of the Board of Selectmen, joining Mr. Mizuko. And today we're going to review those special town meeting articles. I'd just like to say at the beginning, so that we don't have to repeat it after every article, that the Board of Selectmen has reviewed these requests, their timeliness, their purpose, and we have supported all the articles on the special town meeting warrant. So let me start by reviewing the first article as it appears on our warrant. This will address the school department's annual purchase of transportations for their special need vehicles, and the amount of the request will be $231,000. And then on Article 2, that's also a request of the school departments. It's for an annual capital program. This project would cost replace 6 network switches, as well as refresh 25 wireless access points at all 5 of the elementary schools.
Article 3 would be funding to replace the copper telephone lines to transmit radio traffic between the public safety building and 3 repeaters in town. The copper wires that power our radio network in town need to be replaced and upgraded to fiber. It's part of a scheduled Verizon replacement of copper wires throughout the community. This would allocate funds to complete that project, so that way we can continue to maintain radio communication for public safety throughout the town. Article 4 corrects an accounting error where money that was originally appropriated for road work had ended up closing to the general fund and being considered free cash. The total dollar amount was about $140,000 that went into free cash at the end of last year's budget that we'd like to then instead use for road work to make sure we can keep up with our road work. So it's just a correction of an accounting error. The money never went anywhere other than into the town's free cash fund, and now we want to appropriate it back into road work.
Article 5 will provide funds to replace approximately 700 damaged, non-functioning automatic water readers. These funds would be appropriated out of a special meter fund that we have called the AMR meter charge. And this work is necessary at this time, and we'll expect and hope for support at town meeting. And Article 6, has to do with our public safety building. The building only has 1 elevator, and it's been down intermittently recently. The recommendation is to replace the entire control board of the elevator. The experts that have looked at the elevator believe that the hydraulics appear to be in good shape. This elevator is used 24/7 by both the police and fire departments, so it's essential that we get this repaired properly.
Article 7 is a unique article that would give the town the authority to enter into 6-year contracts for school software, town software, and related textbooks. Currently under state law, you can only enter into a contract for 3 years for software and related textbooks without legislative body approval. We're seeking legislative body approval to be able to do that in order to save the town more money and to get some of the best rates on certain contracts. As an example, the school department is looking to purchase a 6-year software and textbook package, and being able to purchase the program over a 6-year contract as opposed to a 3-year contract will actually save the town about $40,000. So we're looking for legislative approval under state law to allow us to enter into 6-year contracts in the future, specifically for software and related textbooks. Article 8 establishes what's known as a Special Education Reserve Fund, which functions as a stabilization fund to be used for unanticipated or unbudgeted special education costs, out of district special education tuition, and transportation. This would allow the school committee at the end of each year to place any surplus revenue they have or unexpended funds into a special ed stabilization fund, specifically to be able to address unanticipated special education costs in subsequent years. Sometimes special education costs could range $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 per year for a specific student, and these costs often come up unanticipated in the middle of the school year. Now, distributions from this fund would require a majority vote of both the school committee and the Board of Selectmen as per state law.
Article 9 has also been requested by the school committee. It would establish a single revolving fund for school facility rentals, such as auditorium rentals. This fund would be used for facility related costs, such as the building's furniture, fixtures, and equipment. There's a cap set on this fund of $75,000 annually. And on Article 10, we're going to move to see if the town will accept Chapter 71, Section 37M of the Mass General Laws, This would allow us to consolidate our administrative functions, such as the shared facilities department and human resources that we've already begun with cooperation between the school department and the general government. And we hope to have other areas in the future that we can work cooperatively together for efficiencies and effectiveness and cost savings. And acceptance of this law will allow us to continue down this path.
Article 11 is actually something that was approved at town meeting just a few months ago, but the Department of Revenue requested that it be voted as a separate article. This is the article that originally adopted a few months ago, places a 3% tax on short-term rentals such as Airbnb and vacation by rental owner and other like short-term rentals. This portion of the tax actually applies to 2 or 3 family homes, and again, it's paid by the renter or the person using that short-term rental, not if you're renting it as an apartment. But if you've gone on to Airbnb before and you've rented a place, this allows the town to collect a small fee for that. It's paid for by the user. This was approved at the last town meeting just a few months ago. The Department of Revenue has just asked us to come back, sort of a housekeeping and technical correction to the article.
In Article 12, we're going to seek a 0% interest authorization to borrow from the Mass Water Resource Authority that will be used for routine cleaning and lining of our water pipes. Project that's been going on for years and will continue for years, but we're continuing to address this issue in the town.
Article 13 would allow the Light Department to borrow up to $3 million to replace the aging switchgear at the Dean Street substation, as well as a small addition to that building to house some of the gear and related equipment. Switchgear is used to control, protect, and isolate electrical equipment. It can de-energize equipment, and it's the primary equipment that actually gets used when we do see a power outage in town to maintain power to as much of the town as possible. The actual gear in the Dean Street station or in the 495 station is about 50 years old, so this is part of a project to replace and upgrade that equipment to more modern equipment. We would be borrowing about $3 million if town meeting allows it, and the rest of the funding, about an additional $3 to $4 million, would come out of the town's depreciation fund specifically appropriated by state law for construction projects of this nature.
And Article 14 is at the request of our Historical Commission. The town accepted in 1975 an acceptance statute that created the Historical Commission. Our Historical Commission would like to see this in the form of a bylaw so that it sets out plainly for everyone to see what their mission is and their purpose, their role, and it basically codifies, this bylaw would just simply codify the law that already exists, but it'll memorialize it more openly, transparently for the public, and it's out, again, as I said, at the request of the Historical Commission.
Article 15 is an article we have on all of our special town meeting warrants. That's for any unpaid bills from the prior fiscal year. We don't believe there'll be any unpaid bills at this special town meeting, but we will be having special town meeting in June where there could be a couple of unpaid bills that we would need to address.
Thank you very much for listening. I hope you'll tune into town meeting, talk to your town meeting members, and we'll get through this meeting. Remote town meeting will be a remote town meeting, but we'll get through it as we have the last couple of meetings with a little fanfare, a little problem, and hope to see everyone on May 10th.
Thank you, everyone. All the information for the town meeting you can find right on our website. If you go right to norwoodma.gov, on the left-hand side, there's a tab that says Special and Annual Town Meeting. Right on there, you can find this presentation. You'll be able to find the yellow sheets, which is our detailed explanation of these items. You can find the town budget and all the other information related to town meeting, and you can always email us at managers@norwoodma.gov if you have any questions on any of the articles on the warrant. We'll see you at town meeting.
Thank you.